Welcome back to the Hitting the Turnbuckle podcast and another Chat GPT Predicts show. This week, Chat GPT has predicted the next 10 TNA X Division champions. And before we get there, you can watch TNA Wrestling weekly on the TNA Plus app. Get it downloaded, get it subscribed. And you can, if you get the basic version, you'll be able to watch all TNA Impacts every week. Live or on record. But if you get that championship package, which I think you should, not only will you get the impacts, you will get the live pay-per-views and TNA from the archives, in which you will see the likes of Samoa Joe, Kurt Angle, AJ Styles, and many, many more. Right then, as always on this show, and I know I say it every week, the predictions is from 10 to 1, with 10 being the furthest one out and 1 being the person who ChatGPT thinks will dethrone the X Division champion, which of course is currently the Systems Moose. But as we head into Slammiversary, that can all change. But let's begin. Number 10 on the list is Sami Callihan. Well, that's an interesting one. I didn't expect Sami Callihan to be on this list, to be quite honest. No disrespect to Sami. He has been stalwart, though, of TNA, hasn't he? Champion, world champion, everything. He's had some amazing feuds. He's had an interesting one recently with Mence Warner, where they absolutely kick 7 bells of shit out of each other. That's a real dark horse pick from the Chat GPT here. I mean, it could happen. Right now, I don't see the direction, or they don't see that being in Sami's direction, but who knows? That is a real interesting one. ChatGPT, I keep getting that wrong, always throws up the occasional curveball, doesn't it? Throws up that occasional surprise. And Sami Callihan is certainly that at number 10 on the list. Well, he's got a mean looking face, so I'm going to move screens very, very quickly and go to number 9 on the Chat GPT list of X Division champions. Laredo Kid. Another quite surprising one, really. Laredo Kid would certainly bring some excitement to the X Division. I mean, he's a high-flying, lucha-style wrestler, so he could certainly bring that element to it. Again, directional-wise, I'm not sure that he's in position at the moment, but we have to remember that number 9 on the list could be some time away from it happening. Certainly think he's got all the tools in which to do it, and it would be an interesting one if that would happen in the future. Laredo Kid, very exciting in TNA wrestling without a shadow of a doubt. Would he make my list? I would say no on this occasion, but again, another little dark horse thrown in there by Chat GPT. Very interesting times. Chat GPT is definitely throwing a few up on this one, but Laredo Kid at number 9. Now to move to number 8 on the list. Okay. Now, Chat GPT here, you are seriously throwing out some curveballs here. Mike Santana at 8. I do not see that happening because I think that Mike is going to be the TNA World Heavyweight Champion. Certainly in the very near future. I predict Santana will be the world champion, which rules this out. I mean, Santana in the X Division. It's an interesting choice. It's bold from ChatGPT. I'll give it that. I don't think Santana goes in that division, to be honest with you. But stranger things have, of course, happened. But Mike Santana is number 8 on the list on ChatGPT's next 10 X Division champions. Maybe after his world title runs over, but you got the international title there as well now. Interesting times. But Santana, number 8 on the list. Working our way now through to number 7. Mustafa Ali, a former X Division champion in TNA himself, seeing a new ruthless side of Santana, of Mustafa Ali recently. He could come from the X Division champion. I don't think, and again, he's probably positioned right on this list because I don't see him going after Moose, to be quite honest with you. I think that's something for somebody else. So, yeah, I think it's possible, and that's the sort of position I would have put him on the list around the 7 spot because, again, right now directionally is not in the chase right now, but that doesn't mean to say that he wouldn't be. But yeah, another interesting one. I mean, chat, you're in for a bonus the way you're going at the moment. Mustafa Ali, number 7 on this list. Look, if you agree, disagree, or have your own list, drop it down in the comments below. And we'll certainly look to read them out on a future show. But Mustafa Ali, number 7 on the list of Chat GPT. What surprises will he have thrown at number 6? Let's find out. Trey Miguel at number 6 of the Rascals. I tell you what, I think this is Chat GPT's best list to date. Trey Miguel at 6 could absolutely happen. The Rascals obviously are a tag team. They seem to be the first opponents of any tag team that becomes champion. The Hardys and the Nemeths more recently. But again, he's got all the skills. He's equipped to go. He's exciting. He would bring that side of, the X Division out. He's certainly an X Division guy. There's absolutely no doubt about it. Someone that would epitomize that division. And yeah, I'm very excited to see what could happen with Trey Miguel. That is another very interesting one. Trey Miguel, number 6 on the list of Chat GPT. I'm very impressed so far, chat. You're doing well. Let's have a look at number 5 on the list. Talk about a wild card entry. Jason Hotch of the Great Hands. And you know what? I could probably see that in some kind of scramble match. He is very, I think, very underutilized, underrated with the work that he does in TNA. He could easily be X Division champion without question on this. I certainly feel he's got all the, again, we say this before, he's got all the tools. He's an exciting one. And he's another curveball. I wasn't expecting this from Chat GPT on this. I really wasn't. I was probably expecting the Macklins and the Kazarians and people like that. I certainly wasn't thinking Jason Hotch, but now he's threw it in there. That is a great shout from Chat GPT. Well done. Well done to the chat. And again, if you agree or disagree, drop it in the comments below. But as we get to the halfway point, I will again mention you can catch TNA every single week on that TNA Plus app. Get it downloaded, get it subscribed. You can just subscribe to the normal package if you just want to watch Impact, but I would recommend upgrading to the heavyweight package where you will not only get TNA Impact, you will get all the pay-per-views plus TNA from the archive, Samoa Joe, AJ Styles, Christopher Daniels, and so much more. Right, moving on. We're into the top 4 now, and we're going to move on to the next pick, which is Zachary Wentz. Yes, absolutely agree with that one from ChatGPT. Zachary Wentz, and now again, member of the Rascals. Would it be interesting if he won it and Trey beat him for it? That would be an interesting way to look at it. But Zachary Wentz, an unbelievably exciting competitor for TNA. His tag team work is great. I would like to see him more in singles action on TNA. He does bring an excitement to the field that, bit not many, unrivaled really, of what he can do in the ring. And I would certainly like to see him in X Division action, and the X Division title would look pretty good around the waist of Zachary Wentz. There's no question about that. And yeah, that's a good one. That is, again, Chat GPT is flying with this one. He is definitely putting up some great predictions in there. But we're going to move now to the top 3 on the list. And number 3 on that list is AJ Francis. Well, he's held the Digital Media Championship. I think he held before in TNA. He's main evented a few Impact Wrestlings unsuccessfully, of course, for the World Heavyweight Championship. Could he decide to maybe pursue the X Division Championship in the future? I mean, Chat GTP has put him third on this list. I mean, that's a hell of a that'd be very recent if he's going to do it. And Samoa Joe won the X Division Championship before, and he made that. It really was his when he made it. He certainly made it synonymous with wrestling. That's for sure. I mean, hey, listen, who go against AJ Francis with the work that he's done in TNA? He certainly is one that could potentially win the X Division title if he had his sights set on it, and that would be a very interesting choice indeed. Number 3, AJ Francis. Right, the top 2 from Chat GPT, and we move to, of course, AJ Francis's tag team partner, KC Navarro of First Class. I tell you what, from what I've seen KC Navarro in the independents as well. He come over to Progress Wrestling a couple of years ago. He's brilliant. And he's been brilliant in TNA as well. And I'm so glad that TNA signed KC Navarro to a contract, because he's definitely one. Well, he's certainly one to keep an eye on. I mean, Chat GPT obviously rates him very highly, because they put him next in line after number 1 to be the X Division champion. And I could certainly see that. Abundance of skill, abundance of talent from this guy. He's in the right company that gives him the platform weekly to do what he does best. So I agree with this from ChatGPT. KC Navarro, number 2 on the list for the X Division Championship. Right, before we get to number 1, we'll have a quick recap. Number 10 on this list was Sami Callihan. Number 9 was Laredo Kid. Number 8 was Santana. Number 7 was Mustafa Ali. Number 6 was Trey Miguel. Number 5 was Jason Hotch. Number 4 was Zachary Wentz. Number 3 was AJ Francis. Number 2 was KC Navarro. And the person that ChatGPT thinks will dethrone Moose for the X Division Championship, I hope and pray that it is who I think it is. Of course it is. It's the youngest in charge, Leon Slater, who's got the chance at Slammiversary in just a few short weeks to get that TNA World Heavyweight X Division Championship. And for my money, if you're a betting man, I would lay the money on him right now. I've predicted it since early last year that Leon Slater would win gold in TNA. And I'm happy to report that ChatGPT agrees with me, and that he will indeed win the X Division Championship from Moose. I predict at Slammiversary. Obviously, ChatGPT doesn't do that, but Leon Slater, number 1 on the list for TNA, and I totally agree with that. We'll see if that happens, and the only way that you can see if it happens as well is by downloading TNA Plus. Get the app, get subscribed, get watching TNA weekly, because you're missing out on something fantastic action, including that man you see in front of you, Leon Slater. But of course, you can catch up with us on Hitting the Turnbuckle. Just put in HTT Buckle on X, HTT Buckle on YouTube. In fact, if you are on YouTube watching this, hit the playlists. You'll go and see some interviews with the Nemeth brothers, with Steve Macklin, and so much more TNA talent on that interview list. So go and check that out as well. Hitting the Turnbuckle podcast on all other social media networks. But until next time, everybody, you got to cross that line and stay safe.